There's a framework you can use to help you grow your income over the next 12 months. It's not difficult, but it does take effort. I'm going to walk you through it step by step so that you know exactly what to do. So, this is a framework to transform an expertise based business into a scalable model. And if you don't already have an expertise based business, how to build one. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to define a free membership community, what it would be about. I talk about this so much because this model has helped incredible numbers of people go from zero or very little, under 5,000 a month, to 10,000 a month or even more. I've seen people go into the six digits per month with this model. So this is what I'm going to talk to you about today. Now, there are different options for you. This is not the only way, and I actually teach several ways, but this is my favorite way because anybody can do it without experience, or if you're an expert, it works even better. So, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a free community around a core topic and identify your specific expertise area or the industry that you can build a community around. Then you're going to provide value focused content and resources to that community inside of that free membership, and it will attract your target audience. This will help you build trust and showcase your value, and the two will go hand in hand. Then you'll demonstrate your expertise through high quality content, engaging discussions, and personalized interactions. Establish yourself as a trusted authority in your field. If you do this, if you build this free community around your expertise, you build trust, you attract your target audience, and you lay the foundation for a scalable business model. You're also going to design a high value transformation. This is kind of the core of what you're doing. So you're going to not charge people $10 or $20 or $30. You're going to charge them $1,000 or more for something that you do because of the transformation it's going to give. So stay with me, even if you've never sold anything for $1,000 or more, stay with me. I was there just a few years ago. I would have never imagined I could do that. And now I think the last thing I charged a large company for, I think it was more than $100,000. And it was in the last few weeks. So I went from homeless and broke to everything I'm going to show you in this video to being able to then say, okay, this costs 100,000, this costs 150,000 and more. So you offer a premium transformation. This is the main point of what you're doing. Think about the last thing you paid good money for. Why did you pay good money for it? It was because it gave you value of some sort, hopefully, and it was because there was some sort of transformation. No matter what you think of, you can trace it back to it took me from A to Z in some way. A trip, a piece of clothing, some experience, some course, something caught your eye and you said it's either going to give me a transformation or it gave me a transformation already. So you want to create something and craft something that will do the same for someone else. It needs to have a high impact on your clients. The more you can do for your client, the more you can charge. Because if you're giving value, why wouldn't they pay for that? Then you're going to price for value. You're not going to price, this is so important, please pay attention. You are not going to price this offer for what you think your customers can afford. This is where a lot of people steer to the wrong path because they think, well, my core audience is students or my core audience is like early stage entrepreneurs and so they can't afford this big thing, so I'm going to give them a lower version of it. But there's no real value in being the cheapest in the land. You're not a bargain basement sale. You give value. So the way you're going to think about pricing is that you're going to price $1,000 or more for this particular offer. And in doing so, you're going to charge people who can afford you. You're also not going to make assumptions for anyone. You don't know how much money someone has in their savings. You don't know how much money someone has in credit. You don't know how important or valuable something is to someone else and what they're willing to spend it on. Because, yes, it can be tough out there. And yes, somebody may have just been laid off. Somebody may have trouble paying for this, that, and the other. But they also might go to that Beyonce concert because people are willing to pay for something that brings them value in some way. And if you can create value, especially value that helps them gain, gives them abundance, then you're doing them a favor. You're doing a good thing for them by offering something valuable. So don't offer crap. Don't offer something that is detrimental and harmful to them. Offer something valuable. Go into it with that confidence. You're going to limit your client slots. So you're just in this phase, you're just creating and crafting this. You're not selling this yet. So when you're planning this out strategically, you are going to limit the number of clients you will have at any given time so that you can add exclusivity and a personalized attention to what you're doing with them. This helps them because they get more of your attention and they get that higher quality that they deserve. And it helps you because you won't be overwhelmed and then get burnout and then stop. You want this to be a good thing when it happens because it will happen for you. So you don't want to be overrun by your own good fortune, right? So at the beginning, you're going to set limits. And those limits will be really, really helpful to you because it's going to create this psychological urgency and exclusivity that will help you sell. So for you, that might be I will do $1,000 times 8 clients per month. If you did that, that's $100,000 a year. So that's not too shabby. Then you're going to define the transformation. I said earlier that the transformation was the most important part. That this is the part. Because a lot of times what people will do is they will say, I am selling a course. I'm selling these live sessions. I'm selling a feature. I'm selling a one-on-one with you. You get a journal. You get to talk to my team. They start to list features and items that you receive before they tell you the transformation you will get, the outcome. And that is what you're going to dive into is what is the outcome the client is going to get? Did they not have a website or they had a bad website and now you're going to create a website for them? Did they not have confidence and you're going to instill confidence in them? Were they a bad public speaker and you're going to transform them into a TED Talk style speaker? All of that. What is the transformation? And it'll help you so much to come up with this and to follow through. Don't just get halfway through the transformation. Don't get an idea of what it could be. Create an entire transformation statement because then you will be able to just be rocked with that fuel. You'll be able to rock with that fuel, just do what you need to do because that confidence will be there. And then you're going to highlight the specific benefits and the outcomes. So then you can start to get into the features, you can get into the benefits, this does this, and that, but you're describing that overall transformation. Then going back to your community that you're building, you're going to set up that initial content inside of the community. And you're going to use a platform that I use that has helped me make more than $200,000 in the last few weeks alone because the specific membership platform is just amazing. And it's like, it changed everything for me. I used to have a community on a different platform, and I liked that platform. I think it did a great job, but this changed everything. It revitalized the community for me. My community 4x'd in like 3 months. It just did so much. And of course, the monetization was really, really great. So in this community that you're going to build, that I'm going to teach you step by step on this YouTube channel and inside Arlan's All Access, You're going to upload evergreen content, meaning this content is something that people can look at today. They can look at it in 2 years and it'll still be great. Now, what I do in my memberships is that I do that. The overall theme of it is evergreen for sure, but I go in every couple of weeks and I prune. I go in and I tend to the garden. I tend to the Zen garden that I call it, right? Where I do a little bit here, I change a little bit wording there just to keep up and up to date. You're going to host things like live stream Q&A sessions, co-working sessions that are live. You're going to use that calendar section of this platform to really build out the community. Now, you don't have to have lives in your community, by the way, for it to be successful. There, I have a few memberships, and a couple of them I don't do lives, but it really does add that much more oomph to it, that much more value. It gets people really excited about and have something to look forward to. I think it's a very special feature and something that you should do. And it's also relatively cheap. Like you might need to get a Zoom account that you pay for, but most people can have, I think it's up to 100 people for 40 minutes on Zoom for free. I think that's the number. So you can have a really robust situation going on live for a while before you need to spend anything extra. And it just gives people that extra access to you. So you can do lives on YouTube, and I teach you how to use YouTube to add traffic. I do lives now. That's really exciting. But then if you have themed live sessions in your community, and they're maybe every single Tuesday or twice a week or twice a month, that's when things get really good. You're creating and curating a resource library inside of this community. Now, remember, this is a free community to your audience. So people are getting resources from you, but they're not paying you. Now, you need to pay for the platform. It's not that much, but you do need to pay for it, but they're not paying you. So you could have um, you could have 10 different freebies that you have housed inside this community. Think about what that could be for you. If you have freebies, if you've done lead magnets before, tell me in the comments right now what kind of lead magnets you have. And if you haven't done a lead magnet, what's a type that you could have based on what you do or what you're thinking your community could be about? What's something? Is there a checklist? Is there a top takeaways? Is there some sort of template or script or swipe file or any of those things? What could you put in? An ebook, some sort of 30-minute to 60-minute video training. What are things that are freebies that are very valuable and helpful, but you could house them inside your community? Let me know in the comments if you're still with me. And then you're going to share your story. You're going to use this as a place that's like your hang. It's people come and hang out. They get to know you better. They can ask you questions. They can get to know you. You might have, you might only share certain things inside of this community where people get to talk to you. Like I took my Arlan's All Access members behind the scenes with me to our women's pro soccer game where my wife and I have season tickets in the director's box. It's a really beautiful section, really nice, very expensive. And but it's a nice experience. And so because it's expensive, not everybody has had a chance to go there to Angel City and do this. And not everybody would, even if they could afford it, right? So it's just a preference thing. So I took people behind the scenes in my membership that I did not post anywhere else in on social anywhere else. I just took them and I said, let me show you behind the scenes of what this is like. And in fact, I took that a step further. And a few weeks later, I took some members from the membership who came to a mastermind in Los Angeles. I took them to a game and get, with some great seats. So you can turn this into something really, really special. Now, how do you get people to this free community? And by the way, we're using community and membership interchangeably because they are, a membership is a community and a community is a membership. And in this case, thinking about it as a community will help you determine what it's going to be about. It really does help you know what this is going to be rather than something that you kind of have to force. So how do you drive traffic Well, you're going to select a primary platform. I use YouTube as my primary platform and I use Instagram as my secondary. LinkedIn is kind of behind that too. I like all three of those are really great options. And one of them is going to be right for you, and there may be another one that's right for you. But I use YouTube because just like you're watching me right now, you're with me right now, you're learning, you're probably taking notes, you're probably thinking through things. You're getting to know me and what I think and feel in a way that you couldn't in a 90-second video on Instagram, and maybe in a way that you couldn't in a, 2-minute read on LinkedIn. You're really getting to know my personality, how I help, if you like the way I teach, etc. So you're more likely to spend more time with me and to check out things that I have to offer. Now apply that to yourself. If someone spends 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour with you on one video, maybe they go to the second video either that same day or a few days later, they're going to get to know you well over time. They're going to spend hours and hours collectively with you. So I love the idea of using YouTube. And even if you're new to YouTube, you can have a successful YouTube channel, especially if you think about it. And I don't need to get a million views on my videos because you probably won't. I just need to get like a few hundred views, maybe per week or per month, from the people who I'm actually looking for. And YouTube is really, really good at finding that target audience for you based on what your videos are about. It doesn't just take your titles and your thumbnails, it takes the actual words that you're saying inside your video and it analyzes those words, that script, that transcript, and then it helps you over time find it. Won't happen day one, may not even happen month one, but if you consistently post, even if you're getting 0 views, consistently post, feed the algorithm of YouTube, it will start to understand what your channel is about, and it'll start pushing out your videos to different people. And it'll show your videos to 10 people, to 100 people, to 1,000 people, and it'll see who clicks. And it'll say, okay, that type of person, that type of channel, that type of user likes this topic, and then it'll see how many people stay on your video, how long they watch, and it'll say, okay, that even more niche down type of person enjoys this type of video. So we, YouTube, are going to show it to more of those people because you're helping YouTube have content that they can monetize, and eventually you might get monetized by YouTube. So you might eventually, after getting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a given year, you might get paid $50 a day, $100 a day, $10 a day. I mean, even $10 a day is like as a utility bill. That's amazing. You might get paid like 150, 250, 500 a day. It just depends. But regardless of that, the AdSense and the YouTube side of things, you have now this platform that you can use to attract people, talk to them about what you're working on, talk to them about themes that are important to them, teach them something, help them with something, add value, and then drive them and say, I have even more value over here. Here's a freebie for you. Whether it's that free community where you can come in and post, or it's this free resource that you know is housed in that free community, but you don't even have to say that. You just say, go to this link, join and go to this link and you'll get the free freebie thing, right? So it's an incredibly powerful process. But I said at the beginning of this video that it's not difficult, but there is effort involved. Anything that is worth something, anything that is going to sustain you is going to require effort. You can't do this in your sleep, but you can set it up so that you do make money in your sleep. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, put it in the comments. Let me know if you're still with me. Say, I'm still with you. That makes sense to me if you're still here. And don't forget to subscribe. I think 30% of the people who watch my videos still have not subscribed. So don't let that be you right now. Subscribe right now. Create engaging content on these platforms, whichever type you choose. Some people don't want to be on video. Some people don't want the laborious task of creating YouTube videos on a regular basis. Totally understood. You can do this on another platform. You can do this on LinkedIn. You can do it on X. I think X is getting a little bit harder to break out on, but you can do it on Instagram, maybe TikTok, depending on what your thing is. But like if you have a physical product or if you have some sort of like agency model, those videos do really well too on those platforms. But the most important thing, no matter what platform you're on, is to don't waste anybody's time. Give them something valuable. Entertain them or teach them or do both. And you're optimizing for discovery. So you're going to do what I said before with YouTube. It's like it's about helping YouTube know what your channel is about by being pretty strategic with it. But then there are also things on different platforms like the SEO and hashtags, and there's platform specific best practices. And every platform is different. Every platform has some similarities to others, and every platform has its own rules. And you'll see that platforms are like copying each other constantly. They're constantly battling and copying each other, but that's good for us. It helps us learn faster, I think. Okay, we can apply that over here, just like with a little bit of a tweak. Okay, great. You can start to repurpose some of those videos too. You use this platform to drive traffic to your community, and you're going to include clear calls to action in your content that encourage your viewers to join your free membership community where they can further engage with you. So for right now, I could do this, and this is an example. And I'm going to do two things at once, right? I'm going to actually do the call to action, but I'm going to show you what I mean. So I've been talking to you for a few minutes here. Hopefully, I've helped you start to ideate and think through some things, and we're well on your path to making more money than you ever have. And so I'm going to say to you, I have so much more value, so many more resources. There are 400 people who are there to also help you and to cheer you on. And we're learning every single day. I spend the most time anywhere inside of this membership. arlansallaccess.com is where you can get started and you can learn more. So go to arlansallaccess.com and check it out. So what I did just there is I did a call to action, a CTA, where I just told you, go or implored you to go to this website, go get more value. But I also just showed you how I did that, right? So that's an example, right? So you can do this in your videos. And sometimes in your videos, like some of your videos are going to be straightforward. You're going to say, you should go to arlansallaccess.com. You should go do this because da da da. And some of them are not. Some of them are just going to be about a topic. If you look at my videos on my channel, this is how I do it. Some are direct calls to action, and some of them are not. Some of them, you just look at the description, you might see and click. And I will tell you that since in the last 4 months or so, 90% of the people who have joined my paid membership, that's the next step, right, for this whole process, have come from YouTube. And you know why I know? Because I ask when people sign up, I have an automated DM that welcomes them to Arlan's All Access. And when they sign in, it says one of the questions it asks is, "How did you find me?" And I say, "And if on YouTube, which video?" And people answer that every single day and they tell me YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. A lot of times they tell me which video. Sometimes they say, I don't know which video because I watch so many. I don't know which one. But that YouTube to membership combo is amazing. And then of course you're going to analyze and iterate on all of these steps. Every time you're doing something, you're executing on something, you're getting one step closer, you're going to analyze what happened. You're going to look back on what happened using that data. Data is just a list of things that you've learned. Like it's just a list of people's, demographics or just a list of how their behaviors and yes or no's. Like it's not as complex as the word data may seem. You're just getting information. You're putting pieces of information together to look for trends, to look for what's working, what didn't work, etc. And then you're going to build and nurture that community that you have. You're not just going to use it as some place that's like a parking lot for your free content so people come in and you'll eventually monetize them. No, no, no. You're going to nurture it as if they paid for it. It's going to be a thriving community that is built on meaningful engagement and consistent connection. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to spend hours and hours and hours a day inside this community either. Doesn't mean that. You can say, each day I'm going to spend 30 minutes inside of my community. I'll like some posts, I'll read some posts and like them, I'll respond to some, give some comments. I may add one piece of content in the classroom. I may schedule a live, and one of those 30 minutes may be a 30-minute live, and that's how I'm contributing to this membership. But the point and the goal is to be very connected to the community. So it's someplace that people know they can find you. And what's really special about the best communities is that the best communities, the members themselves really keep it going, really keep the conversations going. They start to help each other with common questions and common problems. And it just becomes this really beautiful space. Now, this is where the monetization comes in. In this version, this framework, remember, there are multiple ways to make money. There are multiple ways and pathways to do this. This is one that I've seen work over and over and over again. So you have the free membership, you're driving traffic to that free membership, and then how do you make money from that? Well, you're going to get people on calls, and for some of those people, you're going to realize on that call, they need my help. I think I can help them, and I would like to invite them to take another step with me. So you're going to get on these calls, and I teach you exactly how to set these calls up, exactly what they are, the process, all of that inside of Arlan's All Access. So you don't have to worry about any of that. You have all of that laid out for you. But once you're on these calls, you're going to help uncover their unique challenges. Now, remember, these are one-on-one. So you're on a call with them. Maybe it's a 30-minute call, and you're understanding, you're learning from them. Okay, they have this unique challenge. Then you're going to understand their pain points. What is not working for them? Where are they stuck? And then you're going to identify their transformation needs. You might say it to them, or you might just discover it in your mind. Say, okay, this is where I think I can help. And you're going to tell them if, and then only if it's true, by the way, you're going to tell them, I think I can help you. And this is how. So if you get on that call and you realize, I don't think I can help them, either they're not coachable, in my opinion, or I don't have the expertise or the ability to help them with anything. I don't know how this call actually happened. It skipped my filters, that I learned. Or I don't know if I will enjoy working with this person. I just don't think our personalities fit. Then you'll just simply help them a little bit on the call and tell them, hey, this part of the free membership is really cool. You can find your way here. This is how you do that. Help them navigate the free membership, and they'll be on their way. But if on this call you decide I can help them, then you'll say that to them. You'll say, I think I can help you. I do have an offer. It costs $1,000, and I help. And then that's when you talk about the transformation and not the features, right? You do that once again. You say, I I can help you go from being stuck at $5,000 a month to making $10,000 a month. And it probably take a few weeks. But I do that by working with you in this 3 call bundle that I do that costs $1,000. And we dot, dot, dot. And then you start listing the features. And it doesn't have to be about making somebody money. If you help someone, if you help someone make money, it's really clear how to charge them. So there's a benefit to helping people make money. But your expertise does not have to be about directly helping them make money. It can be about something else. You can teach them how to paint. You can teach them how to sing or play an instrument, or you can help them with do a marathon. They're not able to do a marathon, you're going to help them do a marathon. There are other things you can help them with. You can help them with lower back pain. You can help them with all these things as long as you have the ability truly to do those things. So people want to be out of a certain pain. They want to be out of a physical pain, they want to be out of a heart pain, or they want to be out of a money pain. It pretty much runs the gamut. It's health and wellness, it's love life, and it's money. So if you can help somebody in any of those ways, and so many things fall under those other categories, so many, yours probably does, then you can offer it to them. And your goal is to have your first 10 of these calls. And I don't mean schedule 10 and have 6 calls. I mean, have 10 calls that may take you a day, it may take you a month, it may take you a year, but you're going to have these 10 calls. And if you don't want it to take a year, you're going to be more aggressive and put more effort out. You're going to do more to get more. Put that in the comments right now if you're still with me. Do more to get more. Do more to get more. So you're going to have these first 10 discovery calls. And again, I'll teach you exactly what these are, how to have them, what to call them, all of that. But you're going to have these 10 calls and you're going to have your goal is to get one person of those 10 to say yes to $1,000 offer. And the other 9, you're going to learn something from those calls. You better. It's going to be worth way more than $1,000. You're going to learn something from those calls. Now, if you feel like I don't think I can convert right now, I just don't feel that way. Too much is going on in my life. I don't have the confidence to do that. Even though I know this could work, I don't want to do that. Then your first goal is to simply find someone on one of these calls to give a free gift. And your free gift for just one, not all of them, the one that you want to work with the most, is I'm going to do this $1,000 transformation for you for free. And why would you do that for free? Because you're going to give them a transformation, which then you're going to say, all I want in exchange is a testimonial, either by video or something that you can write out, preferably video though. So you're going to get a transformation from them that helps you promote what this is for the next person. And then you're going to build your own skills and confidence in actually delivering the offer. Is that a light bulb moment for you? That's a light bulb moment for you. Make sure you're subscribed here because we have so much more to discuss there. So in this sales call and discovery call, and there are different words for them, you're going to clearly articulate your premium offer if you think you can help somebody and if you want to work with them. This is your choice. Don't work with people you don't want to work with. Don't work with people you don't want to work with. Put that in the comments. Don't work with people you don't want to work with. Highlight the specific transformation it provides. Address any objections or concerns with confidence. And again, as you're doing this, you're going to get better and better and better at it. You're not going to be perfect at it out the gate. So it's going to be a little awkward for you at first, but you're just learning. Everybody that is successful today had some awkwardness at first. Everyone. Reiterate the exclusivity and the value of your program. Invite the person to take the next step, which is, sign up here or make your payment there or whatever the next step is that is a true next step instead of they go off and you never hear from them again. And then you close the sale with enthusiasm and positivity. Make sure they know that they made the right decision. And again, you're going to look at data, and data again is information. So for instance, on YouTube, you can look in your YouTube studio every day and you can see how many people watched your videos, how many people clicked on your title and thumbnail, how many people stayed and how long. And you want to optimize for certain things. Now these are kind of close to the numbers. I put these real numbers here, but they're not exactly, it depends on your whole niche, who you are, how many views you're getting. But for me, if I have 20% or more completion rate on a video, I know that it struck a nerve. Anything less than that, I'm thinking, it wasn't, something was off. Doesn't mean it was bad. Doesn't mean it was like, let me throw it out. It just means I can do better. LinkedIn, same thing. Discovery call conversion rate of sales call is eventually you want to get to 30% closing. And if you're selling something for $1,000, $2,000, and then sometime you're going to start doing some do-it-for-you situations that may cost $3,000, $5,000. You might do bundles of calls that cost $1,000, $1,500, $2,500. And if you're getting 3 out of every 10 calls, you better believe you're going to want to start booking more calls, right? So you want this whole flywheel to just get faster and faster and more robust. More videos equals more people signed up for calls equals more sales and so on. The simplest version of it. Your email open rate. I teach you all about getting 1,000 new people on your email list in 90 days at listbuilder.pro. Simple, simple, simple ways to do this, but having an email list to go to for your membership is incredible. There's somebody in our membership in Arlan's All Access. I interviewed her for this YouTube channel. She had something like 30 people, 30, just 30 people on her channel, and I think 20 of them went to her free membership. And then she added to it and added to it and added to it. She turned that into sales for her trip to Ghana, and that's in the thousands of sales, like dollars, right? So she went from a 30 something person email list inside of Arlen's All Access, 30 something person email list. She sent out a message to join the free community that she talked about. 70% or so signed up. And inside that free community, she set up calls, just like what we just talked about. From those calls, she sold thousands of dollars worth of trips to Ghana. And so she goes back to the beginning of that. It's like, okay, let me add more people to my email list so that I can have more people join my free membership, so I can have more people get on calls and I can sell more trips. And let me have more, so it's it's beautiful flywheel that we're talking about right now. So listbuilder.pro is the email place. And then website leads, you can have that. If you go to arlansallaccess.com, you can see my lead page, like my landing page, and exactly how I did it. I took from Matt Gray, I took from Danielle, I took from a few people, and I said, how do I want mine to be presented? And then I created that. And they in turn, took from other people, and theirs looks like other people's and has the same functionality as other people's. It's all laid out. It's all blueprinted here. Just make sure you do your thing. You offer your own unique value, and you're always upfront, and you will never go broke again. Ever go broke again. Okay, so here's the plan. You're going to do weekly, your next steps are to collect the client feedback through surveys and one-on-one calls. You're always talking to your customers in that membership, the people who paid you, etc. Monthly, you're going to analyze that feedback and that data to identify common pain points and needs and get better. I try to get better. Yes, it can be it can hurt you a little bit to get some bad feedback, 100%. But you take that feedback and you take what you want and you listen to what you want, especially if you're hearing it more than once from more than one person, and you do better so you don't hear it again. Quarterly, implement product and service updates based on your insights. Again, taking what you've learned and doing better. And then annually, you're going to review your long-term feedback trends and adjust your overall strategy. You want to do something for a year before you decide it's not working. You want to do something until you made $1 million before you decide it's not working. Everybody gives up, not everybody, 90% of the people that I talk to give up right before it gets good. Repeat and scale. So how do you do that? Let's break down these one by one because these are all important. You're going to increase your team capacity. So you're going to hire skilled team members to take on additional client work. This is way down the line once you've done everything else that I mentioned and it's working. And when I say hire, I don't mean necessarily have to give somebody a job. Although job creation is really awesome. It's a benefit that you can have to what you're doing if that's what you're into. 100%. Think about somebody who you want to give employment to you, or a group of people you want, or a pipeline of people. That could be really cool. But you can also do this without having to manage so much by doing something fractional. Now, there are some people who think that having only fractional employees is not the way to build a true company and scale it. If you want to build a multi-million-dollar company from this first iteration, then you're going to think about actually hiring and having benefits and perks for your employees and it going through and having an accountant and being really shored up. But either way, full-on employees or fractional help, having more people helps you buy back your time. You do not want to get in a position where you have done all of this work and then you've delivered on all of these things for a year and you're burnt out and you hate it. You're making more money than you ever have. You have more freedom and time freedom than you ever have, but you're not able to enjoy it because you're working so hard. So why not hire people or bring people in who can do some of the work that you do not need to do so that you can focus all of your energy on two important things. One is resting and rejuvenating. And the other one is whatever makes the most money in that company. So if you're the best at sales, you need to be on the most sales calls you can. If you're the best at delivering, you need to be delivering the best you can. If you're the best at inspiring and bringing in traffic, you need to be leveraging that. For some people, the most leveraged use of their time, not today, not when they're just starting, but once they're in it, the most leveraged use for some people is to simply make more videos than they thought humanly possible. Because some people are going to find, okay, I did all the hard work. I did all of this by myself. I started to bring in a couple of people fractionally. Now we have some things going. We're making a few $100,000 a year. Things are really moving. Where do I need to plug in? Do I need to plug in where I'm doing the most sales possible because I get on those sales calls and I close, close, close? Or do I need to train someone to do that so I don't have to be on calls every day? Do I need to be delivering whatever the thing is? Or do I need to set up systems that allow most of the delivery to happen on its own with one other person or two other people overseeing it and I show up for some of the main things? Or did I find that the more videos I recorded, the more views more people looked at these videos, the more visits the website got, or the landing page got, or the VSL, video sales letter got, which meant the more people got into the flywheel. You're going to make those decisions, but these are the great problems to have, great decisions to have to make, because right now you're more than likely stuck. You're either stuck under 5,000 a month. If that's you, let me know in the comments. Oh, I'm stuck. You're either stuck under 5,000 a month or you're stuck at 10,000 a month. Things are going kind of well, but they're just plateaued. Maybe you've made two, three, $400,000 in the past 12 months, and you want to explode that. You want your first million. You're looking at it, you can see it, you can taste it, but you don't know how to get over that hump. I talk to all of those types every single day. Every single day. I've gone from being homeless to generating millions and millions of dollars and helping so many other people do the same. So I've seen all of these steps, and this is where you get to make great decisions. But first, you got to get there. You're going to streamline your processes. Optimize your client onboarding, for instance, your content creation, and your sales workflows for efficiency and scalability. This is how you scale. We talked about the first part of this video was all about how you build. How do you start on day one? How you build, how you make money. This is how you explode that scale. So the processes you need in place are so important. Start thinking about those kind of early too. You're going to leverage automation, which like 3 years ago, we didn't have like 90% of the stuff we have right now when it comes to automation. We had Zapier. Zapier has been around for a long time. It's been amazing. But we really didn't have much other than that. They were way ahead of their time. Now we have so many things that we can do. For instance, this deck I made with AI. So I built out the content of this with AI. Like I have my own, I plugged in my framework notes, like typed out the notes. I put that into OpenAI. I asked OpenAI to make it very specific so that I could put it into a presentation builder that's AI. It made a list and talked to it, like gave it instructions. I copied that. Went over to beautiful.ai, which I don't get paid to tell you, just easy to do. Beautiful.ai. I went to AI presentation, the text version. I pasted that in and it created this, and then I went in and edited it. This is something that normally would have either taken 3 or 4 hours to build or $500 to $1,000 to get made on Fiverr. It took me maybe 20 minutes, but I already had the framework, so that was another 30 minutes at some other point. But it took me maybe less than an hour to do this, and probably really 30 minutes if we're talking about just the design part, which is what I would be comparing that to. There are automations like crazy. You can batch your videos, meaning you can record them all at the same time for a few days in a row. And then you're going to expand your offerings. What a lot of people do that gets them in trouble is that they try to expand their offerings on day 2. On day 1, they build, or maybe day 3, right? Day 1, they build it. They get excited. They see this video. They get excited. They build it. Day 2, they sell it. Woo, it's working. Oh my God, I can't believe it's working. And day 3, they're like, okay, what else can I do? Instead of saying, that worked, let me do more of that. They say, that worked, let me do a whole bunch of other things because the other things will work too. I'm on a roll. I do this all the time. I think about this all the time, but I've gotten so good at stopping myself, finally stopping myself. Because yes, you can do more, but you should not have to do more. And you should think about strategically, is that going to help you? Is being an octopus, having 8 hands, going all in all directions, is that going to really help you? Or is it being like laser focused, running a race and only looking forward going to help you? I say do something that works until you make $1 million or for a full year, and if it's going well, and then you can maybe do something else. But hopefully by the time you've made $1 million doing it, or you've done it for a year, you don't want to do something else. You know, the point of this is, though, do something for a long time, especially if it's working. Do something for a long time so that it does work, because things take a while. But then if it starts working, for the love of Jeebus, please do not do something else immediately, because then you've just taken all that foundation and you split the resources, the attention, the quality, all of that. So you're going to expand your offerings real long tail towards the end of something. And then you can start to see, oh, there's depth to this. Someone who paid $1,000 for a bundle to speak with me one-on-one also needs, what do they need now? We got them this great win. What do they need now that they have more expensive problems? How can I help them more? Most times people will say, do you have more help? I need more help. That's what happens to me a lot. So when you start thinking of it like that, things get really interesting. And of course, try to increase your profit margins. When you're first starting out, you may say, I'm going to charge $1,000 for three 1-hour sessions with me. Because you remember, you got to start, and that's really hard for some people to even ask for that. But there needs to be a time where you say to yourself, actually, no, I'm giving people some great transformations. I now have 10 testimonials and some really happy clients. This 1,000 needs to be for 2 calls. And therefore, I spent less time on it, and therefore my profit margins are higher. Or if you're doing a do-it-for-you service and you have other people helping you, like let's say you're doing a website design for people, or a landing page design, or do-it-for-you something, and you have 1 or 2 other people who do the actual delivery after you oversee it, you start to look at, how do I get either this process faster so that it doesn't cost me as much? Like, let's say it takes 3 hours for one person to do some part of it, and takes 3 hours for this other person to do some of it, and you're paying them $50 an hour, or whatever the case is. So you're paying out $375 for something you get paid $1,000. Great margins, by the way. 62% margins, 62.5% margins. Great. But when you get to this part of it, you can see, okay, can I have a talk with the 2 of them and say, actually, now that we've done so many of these, do we have to do this first hour where we're laying the foundation, or can we use templates? Can we use templates where now we do more? Can we add automation to it? You might say, I don't want to have you make less, so you're gonna make the same, I'm just going to bring in more clients that we can work on. There's multiple ways to increase your profit margins. So this is how you're going to start from scratch, and you're going to build, build, build. But even if you're just starting out, you're working at some place right now, like if you're working 9 to 5, or you're working retail or fast food, you're doing gig work, like working for an Uber or Lyft or Airbnb, and it's not fun for you. It's not something you want to do for a long time. This could be very well the day that starts everything for you. I'm going to teach you exactly how to sell in these sales calls in this video right here. This video will teach you exactly how to make $5,000 in the next 7 days.